Welcome to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to be doing a product review on this catalytic converter and oxygen sensor cleaner called Cataclean. Let's go ahead and get started. Here's a close-up of the container. This is the original Cataclean liquid science, safe for all engines, improves miles per gallon, reduces emissions, restores and maintains exhaust and fuel system performance. Here on the side label, it mentions that it reduces the hydrocarbon emissions up to 50%. Use as a pre-treatment before emissions test, decrease carbon buildup. For best results, use 2 to 4 times per year. In addition to that, it also goes into detail here. Cleans as you drive, cleans oxygen sensors, cleans fuel injectors, cleans cylinder heads. It doesn't say anything on here specifically about catalytic converter, but obviously the title Cataclean. If you look it up online, this is the #1 rated product for cleaning catalytic converters. You can pick this up at automotive stores, online. It's all over the place. It varies between $24 to $27, give or take. Here's the directions here on the back of the container. It's pretty easy. You empty the contents of the bottle into your fuel tank at quarter full or approximately 4 gallons. So it all depends on your vehicle. The vehicle we're putting it in has over 20 some gallons capacity, so we're just going to use the 4-gallon rule right here. So you'll add this entire bottle to the 4 gallons. You're going to drive it normally for about 10 to 15 miles, and then you're going to refuel it. Use 2 to 4 times per year for optimum performance. Performance results are dependent on the driver's habits and vehicle conditions. So what we have is a vehicle that has a catalytic converter code. We're going to go out and take a look at it soon. I'll show it to you on the scanner so we can see the actual charts on that, get all the details, but we're going to follow the directions. We're going to put it in, see if this thing really works or not. If it works, we'll take it for its emissions test and see what the results are. But let's head out to the vehicle so we can get started on it.
This is what we're getting. We're getting a random misfire, which is the P0300. And as you can see up top, it's doing the emission scan. It's showing catalytic converter and the evap as failing. Normally, you'll get a code for the catalytic converter as shown here. Is a P0420 code that's being generated, and that's for the catalyst system being below the threshold. But in some cases you can get, as we're seeing here, a random misfire, which can be caused as well from the catalytic converter. We're going to start the engine. I'm going to run this scanner and show you by checking the O2 sensors, we can also get a reading on the catalytic converter as well. Checking here on the live data. Here's our O2 sensors. This is Bank 1 Sensor 1, also known as your upstream sensor. That's the one that comes before the catalytic converter on Bank 1, which is your cylinder 1 side. Normally your upstream or your sensor 1 should be like exactly what you're seeing here. It should be bouncing up and down. So that one looks good. If we come to sensor 2, which is Bank 1 Sensor 2, that is the one that's after the catalytic converter on the Bank 1 driver's side. That one should be more stable, around the 0.4 to 0.5 range, and it'll fluctuate a little bit as you accelerate and decelerate. But as you're idling here, this one looks really good. It's just a steady line right there. If we come to Bank 2, Sensor 1, which is our catalytic converter on the passenger side, that one is looking good as well. You can see it bouncing up and down. That's the upstream as well. Now we're going to check the Bank 2 Sensor 2, which is the one after the catalytic converter. And just real quick, the O2 sensors after the catalytic converter, a lot of times they're the ones that kind of give you the reading on the catalytic converter to let you know the condition of it. So this is Bank 2 Sensor 2. We saw on the Bank 1 Sensor 1, it was hovering around the 0.8 because we're still idling. This one, as you can see, it tanked out right there. It's around 0.1, which it should not be doing that at all, which is letting us know that the catalytic converter does have issues. And of course, we saw on the emissions scan as well, it showed that. And we have the random misfire, which is also an indication. So definitely need this catalytic converter cleaned, or worst case scenario, replaced. But we're going to try this product, Cataclean, and see if this solves the problem. I'm going to start by clearing all these codes. That way we have a clean slate to start with. Everything's been cleared out. Now we're going to start the process. We're going to start by putting in 4 gallons of gas into this tank. We had the tank pretty much down to empty at this point. Once we have the 4 gallons in, we're going to take the entire container of Cataclean, dump the entire contents into the gas tank, and then we're going to go ahead and drive it for a little bit. We've reset our tripometer. We're going to drive 15 miles as per the instructions on the bottle. And right now we have approximately 4 gallons in the tank, which is what they recommend. And after that, after we drive the 15 miles, then we'll go ahead and fill it up. As you can see here, drove 13.3 miles. We're going to call it quits for tonight. It's getting late, but I'll get up tomorrow. We'll finish off to the 15 miles, and then we'll go ahead and fill it up, put this product to the test, and let's see what it's able to do. Here's the chart on the downstream sensor right below the catalytic converter. It's actually looking very good. I mean, it's not perfect. It should be more stable, but it's riding better on the voltage. We can see already an improvement on this. So I'm excited to see as we continue to go through this process and see if this can't correct the issue and clean it. Just wrapped up driving a little over 85 miles there. Averaging 55, 65 miles per hour, really trying to get this through the system. Still have a lot of driving to do. We can see there the service engine soon light is flashing, which means that there's a pending code, not confirmed or stored, but pending. We'll check that out once we're done with this whole review and see what that is. Let's check the scanner and see how the voltage is looking on the downstream sensor that kind of reflects what's going on with the catalytic converter. You can see right now it's around 0.4, dropped to 0.2. Normally this thing should be around 0.4 to 0.5 for a good reading. So it is jumping up in voltage, but it's hovering back down around the 0.1, which is not good. So we're going to keep running this thing through and see if it improves. But right now it's not looking that great. During the course of driving, it did have some points where it actually looked very good, but right now, for whatever reason, it's not looking too good. Just returned, drove a total of 157 miles today. You can see no check engine light on. Let's go ahead and check the scanner and see what it's saying as far as the performance of the catalytic converter. We still have about a half a tank of gas left to run through anyway. We're checking it now, and you can see that the voltage is around 0.6, give or take 6. Well, now it just dropped. But coming back up around 0.6. So, does look a lot better than it did before. We're just idling right now, so it's pretty stable. There we go. Now it just dipped down to 0.1, 0.2, but now it's coming back up to 0.4, 0.5. But this is looking actually very, very good, to be honest with you. Still not perfect. I'm going to go ahead and cycle through so you can see the other one that we have. If we go to sensor 2, this is the catalytic converter that does not have the issues. You can see this one's around 0.8, which is a little bit on the high side, but you can see how stable it is. And that's what your bank 2 sensor should be showing you if the catalytic converter is functioning properly. You can see how it's stable around 0.8. If we come back down here to bank 2 sensor 2, it's bouncing around again. So it stabilizes, then it bounces around again. And on top of it, I did also replace the O2 sensors just to make sure it wasn't that. But you can see here, it's around 0.1 now. And it does stabilize. Before it was kind of flatlining more. So it's a little more stable. As you can see, the gas gauge is completely on E. We have run it completely through. If we pan over here, there are no check engine lights on right now. So that looks good. Now we're going to check the diagnostic reader and see what it's showing for bank 2 for that catalytic converter. Looking here, you can see it's still kind of erratic there with the up and down spikes. Now it is kind of holding its ground up around the 0.8 a little bit longer, and then it does drop out again. So it didn't correct it completely, still kind of following the same pattern that it was doing when we checked it before.
Okay, well that wraps up this product review for this Cataclean exhaust system and catalytic converter cleaner. As we saw, we did see some results. It did improve as we went on, but it was a little bit flaky. Like then it would look like it wasn't, then it would look good again. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give it about a 5 because I did feel that we were seeing some progress. Now, this particular vehicle, I'm going to replace the catalytic converter on it anyway. I was just trying this product. I also did a product review here on this Duralube. If you want to see that one, I'll have the link down in the description, also across the top. You can see how that one worked out as well. So I don't know if this catalytic converter is completely gone. That might be the problem, so I want to be fair about it. But we did see some progress. If you do have one that is cleanable, this product may work great for you. So for like around 20 bucks, as we mentioned at the beginning, you can pick it up. It's worth a shot before you put hundreds, if not thousands, into replacing your catalytic converter or converters if your car has two, which is the case with the vehicle that we tried that on. So that wraps up this video. As I said already, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 5. Please send me any questions and comments. I would love to hear from you. I hope that this video was informative for you, helped you out as far as understanding this product and what's out there and how to use it. So please like the video, subscribe to this channel. I appreciate all the support, and I'll see you next time.